What's going on, guys? My name is Beau Million, and I want to welcome you to my brand new channel that is focusing solely on drums. And in this channel, we're going to go over some how-tos. We're going to go over some, playing different beats, different styles, and different things. It's not necessarily going to be much of a vlogging format that a lot of other drummers do. Actually, the sole focus of what I want to do is something that I have not seen much of. For the past I want to say the past year and a half, my wife and I have lived in an apartment, and I have been playing drums for what will be 20 years coming this June, be 20 years. And I have made drumming, percussion, music my passion and my lifeblood. And what has happened is, living in an apartment for the past year and a half, I have not been able to practice at my own house. Usually I have to go to the church and practice, or wherever I can find a spot. And it's not very conducive. And so I've been on a journey the past couple months trying to get things back in order to where I can practice now on a full-time schedule, or a more full-time basis. So instead of driving 30 minutes to the church or 30 minutes to the closest location that I can practice, now I'm actually setting up more of a low volume, no sound studio within my home. So I'm going to take you through the process over the years of this channel, however long it lasts. And I'm going to show you my growth. I'm going to show you what I am doing to change up my studio, change up the scenario, change up the situation. And I want to show you guys tips and tricks, and for those drummers out there who are in a very similar environment to me, where you are in, maybe it's not an apartment building, but maybe it's a duplex or a triplex or something where you have neighbors just on the other side of your wall. I want to show you guys how we can actually accomplish the goals that we're trying to accomplish, if it's even possible to accomplish. And so very, very briefly, like I said, this coming June, I will have been playing drums for 20 years. Growing up, I learned in middle school, and I played in high school, the marching band and jazz band. At the age of 16, I went and played at the NAMM Festival for my only time, but obviously as a 16-year-old, you're one of the youngest musicians to go out and perform there, and I performed with the band that I was in at the time. And over the next couple years, I produced the first album that I recorded. To then I found or hit a detour, and it was not a bad detour. Actually, it was an amazing detour. I decided I did not want to pursue music full time, and I was more interested in the ministry. And has that changed? No, because pursuing ministry, I have been able to play the drums in various different continents, in Europe and South America, and various different places. I've been able to play the drums and learn some of the culture of these different continents. But where I'm at right now, I'm still involved in ministry. I'm still involved doing all of those things. But now it's the time where I really feel that I need to start getting back to my roots and start picking up the drums, as not treating drumming as something that's outside of the ministry, but treating drums as a ministry. And this is something that I do in ministry. And all the other goals that I've had ministry-wise are not done, and I'm still pursuing those. But for the purpose of this channel, I want to focus on drumming, and I really want to focus on showing you guys how to play in an environment that I find myself bound by. So real quick, guys, I want to show you my current setup. That way you have a basis of where this channel is starting. And then I want to kind of, as the years go on, as the time goes on, or hopefully as the months and days and the weeks go on, we're changing up the drum set, and we've already got things in the works here. So let me go ahead and take you into the drum set so you can see real quick what I am currently working with. Alright guys, excuse the mess. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff scattered around here. I am in my office. It's also my wife's office. Let me try to zoom out as much as possible. But this is where we have decided is the best location to set up the drum set. On the other side of this wall, you see is just an outdoor courtyard. Although just above us, we do have neighbors who are just to the level above us. So right on the other side of the ceiling, there are people who live there. So, but it's not a large room at all. Let's see, my wife has her office here. It's a little disheveled here, but we're just kind of figuring things out, and I just wanted to kind of get started here. But right now, what I'm currently working with is what I believe to be probably a early to mid 2000s Mapex Pro M series. So these are all maple shells, Gorgeous drum set, gorgeous. I love this drum set. When I bought it about 10 years ago, and it's so funny, I've actually never fully assembled the kit until recently, and I realized I didn't, because I bought it used. I didn't realize I didn't have a tom mount, so I was figuring out, and I was freaking out, where can I get a tom mount, because Mapex doesn't make the ones that came with this drum set, and now most companies are going from the smaller size hex angles to larger, more durable tom holders. And so I just went ahead and bought the new Sonic Clear, I believe it's called, the Sonic something. And cool, great thing enough, it actually fits. So I thought that was wonderful. So if you have an older Mapex kit and you lose your tom mount, most of the newer ones, as of right now of this recording in January 2nd, 2022, I'm sorry, this actually fits on my Mapex. So there you go. Cool. I have it kind of set up different, just kind of experimenting, because I needed hoops. My hoops were rusted out. So I actually have my 14-inch snare that came with the kit, have it set up right now as a low tom. I've got my Yamaha Steve Jordan signature snare, which I bought about maybe 10, 11 years ago when I worked at Guitar Center. It is beautiful. As you can see, I have the other shells over here. This kit came with an 8 to 10, which is on the kit right now, 12, 14, it's not a 16, it's a 14, and a 22-inch kick, as well as the 14-inch snare drum. And so that's pretty much the shells. Now, when it comes to drumming, and right now this kit is obviously set up for more of a live scenario. So this is the kit that you would take to a church, to a concert, a venue. It's not fully set up. I need the other toms on there and everything. But, right now it's set up to play as an acoustic kit. And I found that when it comes to acoustic drums, the secret is not in the drums or the wood. These are maple shells, and I love them. But the secret is not in the drums. The hardware, yes, and the drum head's great. All that stuff is important, but the secret is in the cymbals. Over here, I have a 19-inch HHX Legacy Complex Thin Crash that I bought for about $250 on Reverb. An amazing resource. I love buying used equipment. I've had this Peisty 20 series Light Ride 22-inch. I've had this for about 10 years. I wish Peisty did not discontinue the 20 series, because I love jazz. I've studied jazz for quite some years, and I love dark, light cymbals and thin cymbals. And this right here, it's amazing to ride on. The bell's okay, but most of these thin rides don't have great bells, but they're more known for their crash and the wash that comes with it. Beautiful cymbal. Right here, we have an 18-inch K custom dark crash, which I've had this for about 10 years. And this is amazing, and I love this cymbal. It works great as my primary crash. As you can see so far, I like dark cymbals. And right here, something I just purchased and I just picked up, the 14-inch K Custom dark hi-hats. These hi-hats are amazing. I just went and played a conference in Orlando. About 1,500 people were there, and on the stage, what happens with a lot of dark cymbals and thinner cymbals is what happens is that you don't really hear the cymbals. They kind of get washed out with all the noise and everything going on. But even though these are dark and thin and smooth feeling, they still cut through. There's still a lot of chick. There's still a lot of articulation. And this cymbal setup right here, I have found to be optimal for what I try to do. I do a lot of church music, so a lot of CCM, which that's more of a rock feel, and there's a lot of bright tones. There are a lot of brightness and a lot of gospel, which is bright cymbals. But for me, the sound that I prefer, I actually think sounds better with these genres of music, and that's darker, thinner cymbals, because I'm usually 9 times out of 10 playing in a mic'd environment, so the mics will pick up the cymbals, and if I'm not mic'd, most of the time it's in a small venue playing jazz, and so you want a lighter cymbal anyway. So guys, this is my drum set here, and over the course of this channel, you're going to see the transformation. So far, I have a purchase that I've just made yesterday, and I already got the confirmation that it's been shipped, obviously I'm getting hoops to make sure I have all my toms accessible here. But I bought the Evans not the silent stroke, it's the sound off mesh drum heads. And that's the first thing that I'm going to be adjusting and working with. The second thing is I'm going to be looking at some low volume cymbals, and I'm going to do some research. Do I want low volume cymbals, or do I want more trigger pads such as what you would find on an electric drum kit with their rubber-ish cymbals? So I don't know where I'm going with the cymbal route here, but we're going to do all that, get some trigger set up, figure out different programs, and work with all these different things. But nonetheless, guys, this is a process that I am so excited to go through, and I hope you guys do enjoy the journey as I go through this all. Well, there you guys have it. Guys, thank you so much. This is pretty much the first video on my channel. I have maybe another 1 minute drum clip that I just did of me practicing at the church. But once again, the purpose and primary focus of this channel is to fill a gap that I feel is totally there and that I have not really seen addressed. Most people that start talking about indoor low volume options to drumming, they'll do 1 or 2 videos on it, and then they go right back to the studio, right back to where they normally play. And it almost defeats the purpose, because the drummers who are looking for those options don't have a channel that they can revert to. Does that mean that I'm never going to play in a studio environment? No, I'll definitely be playing in studio environments. Does that mean I'll never record at my church where there's an acoustic setup and where sound is not an issue? No, I'll make videos of those. Does that mean that I will never talk about acoustic drumming? No, I'm definitely going to talk about those things. It's a passion of mine, and I love music. I love drums and percussion. It's something that I don't only enjoy doing, but I have devoted almost 20 years of my life, and to this very day I've been teaching since I was 14, so over 15 years I've been teaching. So with that being said, I am going to try to be widespread, but the primary focus of my channel is to address the needs that we as apartment dwellers, condo dwellers, or for those that are in Europe, the flat dwellers, those who worry about neighbors and sound is an issue. I want to address that need, and I want that to be my primary focus. And if things change in the future, well, so be it, then we'll go from there. But as of right now, this is my reality, and I'm a firm believer of working with what you have and making the best of it until your current circumstance changes. And so guys, I want to thank you for coming in on the journey. I want to thank you for joining in throughout all of this. I will talk more about my drumming experience, my history with the craft, my passion, love, and can I say desire? I don't know, desire. But we're going to go through all those things. Currently, right now, all I'm using for recording is my Canon M50 camera, and I have a little $25 Movo shotgun mic. And I've been using it. I do have a detailing channel. The shirt I'm wearing right now says MR. That's for my company, Million Reflections. It's a luxury automotive detailing company. And I do have a channel, a YouTube channel that I've had for about 3 years that is designated for that. Haven't been putting and posting so much on there recently just because of me trying to figure everything out over here with this new setup. But periodically I do post on the channel as well. I do have a lot of content I'm still waiting to post. It's already been recorded. So, but that being said, I'll leave a link to that if you're interested in car detailing. I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. But nonetheless, guys, I know we've been going on for quite a while here, and I want to move forward. So thank you so much. Once again, Beau Million here, Beau Million Media, Beau Million Productions. Don't know what the channel is going to be yet. As of right now, it's just Beau Million here. But thank you so much, guys. I love you all, and I'm excited for the journey.